Hi, before the video starts, I want to apologize for me being an idiot. I didn't realize that my headphones mic suddenly decided to work all of a sudden after months of not working, so all the green screen footage is weird and muffled. It's not unusable, thankfully, but it does sound like I put the mic under a blanket, the whole thing, so I did my best to salvage the audio, but I'm aware it still doesn't sound the greatest anyway, but hopefully you still enjoy the video. Just wanted to get it out of the way. My room sucks. Or, it did suck. Because it's been the same for 13 fucking years. And by the way, hi, I'm 17. Because my room has been the same for 13 years, and, you know, change is always a good thing, right? I decided to completely redo it. Entirely. I'm not going to show you what it looks like yet, but it looks entirely different from how it did before. And put up a picture of how it looked before. Ignore my throat, by the way. I'm going to be dying throughout this video, but that's because of all the dust I kicked up when we worked on my room. This room is fucking dusty as shit. So I've been wanting to redo my room for like a few years now, but I never did because I was holding off, thinking like, oh, we're not going to stay here forever. We're going to be moving out soon enough anyway, so I'll just settle with what I got. You know, just settle with what I got, make do with it for the time being, and then, you know, when the time comes and we move out, it'll be great, it'll be fantastic, it'll be amazing, it'll be fun. I won't have to live in this walk-in closet. That was 3 years ago. We've been here a little longer than I originally thought, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make the most out of being here. If we're gonna be here for a while, I'm gonna make the most out of it. Eventually, I decided to redo my room. And by decided to, I meant I started thinking about it a year ago. In fact, I was originally thinking about extending the room. No, we didn't. We just retained it. Fast forward to end of February. My room has officially become the definition of a landfill. Like, you go up on Google Images and this is what you find. A picture of my room. I decided, you know what? Because I was fed up with how fucking disgusting it's been getting and how hard it's been to clean it, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna clean it. So, I did the dishes, and then I cleaned my room. Here's a quick video that I made, where I was giving a progress update on the room. Also, I've been working on cleaning my room the whole day. Here's my progress. I'm still not done, by the way, so yeah, here is my progress. So yeah, looks fun, right? It was. Y'all, I'm vacuuming right now, and my floor is so dirty, it sounds like a rattlesnake. Listen. So after I practically deep cleaned my room, I still needed to clean under my bed. So it wasn't all completely done yet, but I did clean a large majority of it. I ended up cleaning under and around my bed a few days later. This is the only video I have that I made explaining that I did. What am I doing, you may not be asking? Oh, nothing. Just, crab walking on my bed frame. Don't mind me. God, that was cancer. Anyway, after we did all that, we only really had a few things left to go before we could actually paint my room. The biggest thing that was stopping us, you know, my room not being a landfill, it was done. It was over with. I got it done. Our next step was we went to Lowe's at the very end of the month to figure out what color we wanted to paint the room. By now, I already had an idea of what color I wanted the room to be. We just needed to, you know, get a better idea of what we wanted. So we went to go look at some color swatches. We got a handful of color swatches, actually. It was about, like, the stack was about, like, this thick. And that's a lot of color swatches, by the way. And we ended up deciding on this really nice lavender and dark pink. Lavender for the walls, the darker pink for the trim. I don't think I have any record of those color swatches because yippee-ki-yay, guess what? I fucking lost the footage. If I do have a photo or something, just put it up here if you can find it. That's when we did nothing for a month, when we actually did the next step, which was just a few days ago, actually. It was earlier this week. We went to Lowe's again. We actually went to go get paint this time. There's a bunch of holes in the wall. I mean, obviously, you have the same room for 13 years. It's gonna get fucked up. We put putty on the holes in the wall, and we got everything ready to start painting. My room looked fugly as fuck afterward. Editor, put the video here. No one told me my room would look this fugly while preparing to clean. To paint it. I guess just gotta trust the process, right? So after we got all the putty in and got everything off the walls, I washed down the walls with a sponge. After we washed down the walls, the next day we let it dry. And then the next day, that's when we started painting. Now for pretty much all the progress that we did on painting, I have like a time lapse of it. However, I don't have a time lapse of this first part, so this was the very first coat of paint that we did. Throw up the clips. Yeah, go ahead and throw up the clips.
So we've started painting. We've officially started painting. We've gotten the room ready. Just put my desk on the bed. So as you can see, we've started painting. It's going pretty well so far. As you can see, here, let me better view. Look at all that. Yeah, look at all that. Yeah, we're just taking a quick break for lunch, and then we'll continue. We'll keep working after lunch. I am so hungry. I don't even think I'm gonna make it to lunch. In case y'all are wondering, here's what happened to all the stuff that was in my room. I just piled it. I just piled it around the family room. It's like there's my monitor. My computer is right there underneath my keyboard and headphones, and then my string lights are there. And then yeah, there's my VR headset. There's my iPad as well as my bed stuff, and then here's my man Evie. Say hi, Evie. Yeah, say hi. Anyway, I will continue to update you. I will continue to update y'all when I get the chance. Maybe, hopefully, I'll also get a time lapse.
Oh, and also, for those who do not know, I have a hamster named Hammer. Here he is. And in case you're wondering what I did with him during this whole thing, because very obviously he can't stay in my room. The paint would kill him. I brought him upstairs into the dining room, and I put him on this little table over in the corner. So he was just kind of there. He was just kind of there the whole time the whole, like, what, 2-3 days that we were painting? Anyway, this time, I do have a time lapse on day 2. I think it's day 2, right? Anyway, so this is the first time lapse I do have. None of us doing the second coat on what we just did before, but this time, us doing the rest of the back wall. And then, along with the back wall, we also went and did the other wall. This wall over here. This, like, is right over here. We did a little bit of that wall too. I think that's all we did day 1. I'm a fucking idiot. We do have a time lapse for us doing this second coat. It's right here. I have it going right here as we speak. So yeah, apparently I was wrong. We do have the time lapse of the second coat.
This officially marks the end of the first day of painting. We got 2 coats of paint on this specific wall. We just need to do the top a little bit better because there's still a little bit of blue showing through. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. We got another 2 coats of paint up to about here. And then all of this is just 1 coat of paint that we're just waiting to dry. We're going to apply the second coat tomorrow. And then we're going to hopefully finish up this side of the room so we can move my bed over there and then start working on all of this. So yeah, and if you're wondering where I'll be staying tonight, since, you know, obviously I can't quite sleep in here. Right there. This is gonna take a few days. My mom and I weren't expecting the color to be so pink. Did I just see overlap? Yeah, we're so gonna need a second coat on the rest of this wall. I can definitely see some blue shining through. Anyway, my mom and I were not expecting the color to be so pink. I don't know exactly how pink it comes through on the camera, but it's like, it's very pink, especially when it's wet. Like, look at that. Look at that. You cannot tell me that is not pink. Alright? This was supposed to be a lavender. I don't think I still have the color swatch. I don't know. It was not supposed to be this pink. But, you know what? I do not mind it either way. It looks good. Yeah, hopefully you guys get used to seeing that color in the background from now on, because we're not repainting this room for another 10 years at the bare minimum. Yeah, I'm gonna go make myself comfortable. My hair.
Anyway, so on day 2, we started by doing a second coat of, you know, the the part that we didn't add a second coat to the day before. We started by doing a second coat on the rest of the wall that we painted. Uh, I don't think we got to the wall over here yet, just because there was no tarp underneath it. So I think I'm running out of time to explain shit. Go, go, go! Look at that! Look at that! Go! Yeah, yeah! Look at that! It's interesting, right? I'm adding commentary. I'm adding something to.
So it's day 2, and as you just saw in the time lapse, my mom and I, we went and applied a second coat to the rest of this wall and the edges of this wall. I didn't apply a second coat there yet because there's no tarp under the cart. There's no tarp on top of the. There's no tarp over there to catch any paint that might drip down. So I thought it would just be safer to just wait until we, you know, eventually move the tarp when we start painting over here, which we should hopefully get to today. All we really need to do now is paint the trim there and the trim there from this purple to like a dark pink. So once we get the trim painted there and there, we're going to move my bed over there. And then that's where my bed is going to be from now on. Yes, it's going to be blocking off that door, but I don't really have that much of a use for that door anymore, especially because I have that door over there. So, you know, it's like pick and choose, really. Which door do you want? And I choose that one. Why don't I have a micro SD card here? What the hell? In about an hour, we're going to start working on that. So we'll see how much we can get done today. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I also put the case on that outlet and took the tape off the baseboard there. So I found every wet glob of paint on this tarp. As you can see by the paint on my fingers. Yeah. Y'all heard of painting your nails? Nah. How about painting your fingers? I am serving so hard with these painted fingers.
So this is when we worked on doing the looks like the trim, I think, right? I think that's what we did. And I think that's what I did. I think it's the trim. As you can tell, I have so many things going on in my brain. I definitely don't. I'm just kind of waiting. Just so I can finally figure out what the fuck I'm gonna say. That's not how that works, is it? I don't think so, but here I am.
Hey chat, I got a selfie stick that's definitely not just my tripod or anything. Anyway, so we made some more progress on the room. We got that trim, and my mom just finished that trim. As you can see, we also moved my bed, which I also didn't realize that it had these little feet on it. I don't know how well you can see them, these little feet right here. I didn't realize they came off so easy. They aren't even attached to the bed. The bed just sits on them. So when we moved them, I was like, oh, but it was fine. It was fine. We also scrubbed down this wall. Because good lord, it was good lord, it was dirty as hell. And I see Mom couldn't get the outlet cover off. There's an outlet there, right there. And we tried getting the cover off, but it wouldn't come off. So I guess Mom decided we are not gonna take it off. We're just gonna paint over it. You know, obviously do it that way, but hopefully we can get all the painting done today, and then that way tomorrow we only have to really do maybe a second coat of everything and then be done. Either way, this shouldn't take longer than like a day or two longer to complete. So we're almost done. We're almost done. I love working on my room. It's great. I love working on it. But I want to get back in here. Oh, it is so weird being in a practically empty room. Especially since my room is typically known for being a literal landfill. I'm just cleaning my room. I'm not repainting it or anything. I'm gonna go get a vitamin C and have lunch because my god, I'm starving. I'm gonna die in 5 seconds if I don't eat something.
So we did a little bit more on day 2. A little bit later, we also actually went and taped up the baseboard on the rest of the wall, onto the rest of the wall, as you can see here, I think. And then we went ahead and painted the rest of the walls. I can't see what's going on, so don't blame me if this is completely out of sync and like maybe I'm. Who knows? Maybe I'm not even on screen right now. I have no fucking clue. I'm just here. Hi. Trying to make this interesting. I hope it's somewhat interesting at the very least.
Hey, so update on everything. So we now have officially gotten the first coat of paint on the rest of the walls. As you saw in the time lapse, we got all of this painted. So now we're just gonna wait for a few hours for everything to dry so we can apply a second coat. Whether we do that today, tomorrow, I don't know. It all depends on how we feel. It all depends, or more accurately, it all depends on how my mom feels. If she's up to, doing everything tonight. But, oh yeah, we also got the covers for that light switch, the heater, and that light switch on. So yeah. It's almost done. The room is almost done. We just a little bit left. Just a little bit left to do. For the record, getting that little spot up there taped and painted when you have to try and not touch the wall, I do not recommend it. Note for future self. Next time you decide to paint your room, hold on one second. Next time you decide to paint your room and it has one of these fugly little things, do that before the rest of the wall, okay? That way you can touch the wall and not get paint all over your hands and ruin the paint on the wall itself, okay? Just note for future reference. And for anyone else who has a weird little thing in their wall like that. So
right about here, we should be working on doing the second coat for the rest of the walls from, where would it be? Like, around, you can see where the second coat begins. You can see where we're starting to do the second coat. Yeah, we got a lot done. And in case you're wondering, what you're missing out on, if anything, because, there's no audio with the time-lapse, you're really not missing out on much. This is all you're really missing out on.
I can imagine the whiplash my friends might get when they come back over after this. Be like, hey, wasn't your room blue? No.
So yeah, we finished up the second coat, and then after we did the second coat for the rest of the wall, we went ahead and I'm pretty sure we got stuff wrapped up for the night, because it's getting pretty late. At least I think it was getting around dinner time. So, we didn't know if we were going to continue or not. If I remember correctly, I think we did a second coat on the trim. I don't remember. Even though it was fucking yesterday.
So it's about 8-ish. I'd have to check the time again, but it's about 8-ish, and we just finished applying a second coat to this wall, and not the entirety of this wall. Little less than half of this wall. So like from that outlet to the corner, so a little less than half. And then we also did this entire wall, and then my mom went ahead and did a second coat on that trim, on that door frame, and the closet door frame right there. So yeah, and I can definitely see now that this wall has not been touched for a while, I can definitely see it is in fact a lavender. When we first painted it, it looked more like this, which is far more pink, and it looked more like that, which is far more pink. but once it dries, it definitely looks a lot more lavender. So that's very good indeed. We may have to do a third coat on the door frames, but assuming we don't have to do another coat on the walls, I should be able to start, you know, getting my room ready to move back in tomorrow. So that is exciting. That's very nice. Very, very happy, very exciting. I cannot wait to get my room set up because I'm actually planning on redoing the layout of my room. I'm not just repainting my room to repaint it. I'm actually planning on redoing the full layout of my room. I'll show you guys when it's done. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm also going to get a shower when all of this is done. Still open. It was just fuck. Yep. Probably be a good idea, just in case.
Have fun with this editing me. I will set you each in a different location so that you do not crinkle and crankle and make noise. Stay sharp.
Anyways, day 3, the final day, aka today. So today, or day 3, it was all me this time. My mom did nothing. I did everything. I went and I did the last coat for the trims because it wasn't bad. It was just like the trims were a little. They needed a little bit of work, not that much. I mean, paint-wise, day 3 was pretty uneventful, really. And day 3 was mainly just, I think my thing's well over my nose. For these final steps, the only thing I had left to do was make my room habitable again. So, I went and undid the tape, which, by the way, I have a rant about the tape. Hopefully, I still have the clip. If I do, put it here.
Oh my god. Getting the tape off, getting the fucking tape off the walls when we were done. You know what? Next time I paint a room, I'm gonna find some different tape to use, because the tape we used this time was not it. Let me show you. Hold on. So bad that you're gonna, like, notice it immediately, but, like, look, there's some tape right there, right? There's a... Tape did that. I did that. Yeah, there's some tape. There's some tape still. There's a little bit of tape. There's some tape. I did pretty good here, except for there. But I did pretty good along here. I think that's some tape, right? Is that tape or is that just... No, that's not tape. That is tape. Yeah, so there's still a little bit of tape along my ceiling. Oh god.
We put the bed in the place with that way when I wanted it. We put up my string lights back up, and then I have a time lapse. I have a time lapse of me setting up my room. Not fully setting it up. I think I did most of it off camera. I think, but yeah. Here's what I do have of me, you know, redoing my room. So feels nice to actually be back in my room again. That's great. So. Yeah, I think that's it for the room clean.
We are officially done with the room. Well, he's done with the major stuff. There's still a few more minor things that I want to do for this room, but those will be done at a later date. I do not know when, therefore I am not going to include those in this video. However, because of my extremely tight upload schedule, you may notice the things I add to this room in my next few videos. So keep an eye out in the background, because you might find out what they are. I only know what like 3 of them are going to be so far. I still want to find a solution to this lighting. I still don't like this overhead lighting. I still want to get rid of it. But right now, if I were to turn off the overhead lights, it's a little dark for, you know, daytime, but this is perfect for like when it's like past midnight and I just want a chill vibe. So yeah. Oh yeah, got my string lights hung pretty much all around the room. I want to find maybe I have a pair of LED lights, but I don't know if I want to put them back up because last time I put them up, when we took them down, the paint underneath it was bubbling, so I don't want that to happen again. So if I do put up LED lights again, I'm probably going to put some tape under the lights just to stop the paint from bubbling, or I'm going to find another way to light this wall here, because that way, because from now on, my camera is going to be like about here-ish, probably, most likely, and, you know, if I have some light here, then that'd be some pretty good foreground light, which I am notoriously lacking. And no, the overhead lights do not really count as foreground light. I don't know. I guess y'all will see in a minute when I cut to later. When you first come in, here's my tripod I used to film the last time lapse that I just did. When you first come in, you see my little nightstand over here with all my clothes in it, and then also some snacks. And then here's where my bed is now. It's right there. For context, I used to have a bookshelf. It used to be over here, and my desk used to be here. But now my desk is there, right there where my bed used to be. My closet is now inaccessible, but I do not care. Literally, okay, when I was cleaning my room the last time, when I threw things in my closet, I threw them in there because I never intended to see them again. So I was always intending to not use that closet. Anyway, so here's my desk, and then here's my mirror, and then here are my shoes. There's my air filter, which is required because I live in a basement. And yeah, so, and then we have some string lights going around the top of the room here. So if I go ahead and turn off the lights, the overhead lights, creates a nice little cozy aesthetic, which is very, very nice. So I am gonna go get a shower because I have not taken one in a while. And in fact, my hair probably looks... In fact, my hair has probably lost all its curls because it's so fucking dry and frizzy. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go get a shower. Hi. Quick disclaimer, it is currently the next day, and I'm re-recording this outro because the original outro's audio was completely fucking unusable. Sleeping on the couch was surprisingly comfortably uncomfortable. Because, you see this? You see this right here? This is my headphone mic. This, the last time this was usable was when I recorded this video. Actually, no, I think I have the exact voice recording when it died.
Bad chat.
Sorry, anyway. Yeah, so... In case you're wondering, that's why this died. I wanted to say thank you to my mom for helping me, you know, get my room done and everything. Thank you for, you. If you stayed to the end and you're watching this, then thank you for watching this video. I'm not really making this video with the intent of it getting a lot of views or it like going viral or anything. I just wanted to make this video because I wanted to document what it was like going through and redoing my room and everything. This is a huge change for me, and I like documenting things. I like recording things. I like making videos on things. So I wanted to do that, and I figured, you know what? I think it'd be pretty cool if I uploaded this to YouTube. You know, share my experience and everything. Because I like yapping, and I like it when people listen to me yap. Unsubscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.